One of the things that might be useful for you is if we went through a number of questions that I see pop up on the internet around fish farming in Uganda. So I typed in fish farming in Uganda, what questions come up? So number one, how do you start a fish farm in Uganda? Well, the first thing I'd say is you need to get a suitable site. There's a lot of information that you need to get together to make sure that you've got everything correct before you proceed with it. So what's your site like? Do you have, is there going to be enough water? Are you going to have a drought at some point? Is there too much water? You need to be aware of flooding. Remember, these are fed by streams, and so you don't want to be pumping water anywhere because then the cost goes really high. So the water needs to flow down to where your ponds are, and then you need an outlet at the end. So that's the first thing I'd find out, is just, do you have a suitable site? Then look at do you have enough money to start the project, because it's not the cheapest thing in the world. Do you have the expertise that you would need? You can get some of that online, and the Ugandan government does provide help. Every district has people that are the government workers, the agriculture officers, that can help you to do it. The other question that I came up with, number two on the list, was how much does it cost to start a fish farm? Well, that's, again, how big do you want your fish farm to be, right? I would say it depends how you do it, of course, but if you're going to be digging, so a pond like this, we normally cost it at about 5,000 shillings per metre squared that's dug out. That's the rough cost that we're looking at. Of course, it depends on your labour. Are you going to use a tractor to do it? Do you have access to that? We actually use human hands to dig this for a couple of reasons. One, it's actually cheaper, because you'll find that the cost of diesel is so high, hiring machines is so high, it's cheaper to get people to do it. But the main reason is it's great to give people jobs, and so that we get to do that by providing something for them to do. The feed will cost you around 5,000 shillings per kilogram of feed, commercial pellets that is. However, there are ways to make it cheaper. So ponds, you can fertilise your ponds, so you add some manure, something like that, and you get green growth, and the fish will grow on that. It'll be much slower than if you use pellets, but your costs for production will be much less. However, you can do what we're doing, which is use black soldier fly as a supplement. So we use a bit of commercial pellets, but we also use black soldier fly, and they're much cheaper to produce. And maybe you can get those in an area around you. They cost around 1,000 shillings per kilo, maybe 1,500, 2,000 by the time you've factored in transport, and people are going to put a markup on it. So that's how much it costs, I think, to run. And of course, you've got your labour, your staff, but you'll need someone here every day just to make sure that nothing untoward has happened, nothing bad's happening. Maybe your site is near your house, so you don't need someone every day, but if you're going to feed your fish, you need to do that every day, a couple of times a day at the optimum. Oh yeah, how many fish can you get in an acre? So a hectare. So a hectare is 100 metres by 100 metres, so that's 10,000 metres squared. So I would suggest you can get 40,000 fish in that space, because it's roughly 4 tilapia per metre squared. That's what you're stocking your fish at. Next question, what's the most profitable fish to farm? That depends, of course, but tilapia can fetch quite a good price. People are used to doing that. And then catfish are the other one that's common. The price isn't as high for catfish, but catfish can grow quicker if they've got something to eat. And normally what you get, if you stock a pond with catfish, they take much harsher conditions, so they're harder to kill, which is an advantage. And you can feed them on, just bits of waste that you've got, because they'll eat anything really. And the common way is that you stock tilapia, male and female tilapia. They then start to reproduce at about 3 months age. So there's a lot of little fish in the ponds, and if you just left them, you'd have too many little fish, and there's not enough space, and you wouldn't get big fish. However, if you put catfish in there, at about 3 months' time, catfish will then have something to eat, and they will eat the little tilapia, leave the parents, and so you get your initial tilapia that you stocked, which get bigger, and the catfish, which you can harvest. So those are the common species you can get in Uganda. I mean, if you're going to you can get mirror carp, but they're hard to get hold of. So those are the species I would say. I think that's it. That's it for questions, and I hope you've enjoyed that. Do ask questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply in the chat, or maybe I'll do a follow-on series.